Chapter 18. Never Stop Running. David, drunk and with a throbbing headache, sat on the bench in a jail cell with his head in his hands while 3 inmates glared. 4 others slept wherever they could on the other benches or in the corners of the cell.
"You smell like a brewery."
An elderly alcoholic cellmate wobbled toward David.
"Let me sniff you."
David rose and stumbled to the other side and leaned against the cinder block wall. His head wobbled.
"What you in for?"
The alcoholic staggered toward him.
"None of your business. Look, us drunks need to stick together." "I'm not a drunk."
His words slurred staccato and his body swayed.
"Right. That's why you're still drunk and your ass is in jail. You're not a drunk and I'm not either."
He guttered a huge belch and farted. The other inmates snickered. An officer approached the cell.
"Mr. Hennessy, your bail has been posted. You're free to leave." "Oh, thank God."
The alcoholic with his back against the wall slid down and sat.
"God got nothing to do with it. That would be the devil."
The police officer behind the counter handed Marguerite the receipt for the bail she paid for David at 7:08 a.m., then handed her a large brown envelope.
"These are the items he had when he was booked. See to it he makes his court date."
"I will, sir, thank you." The officer glared at her. Marguerite placed the envelope in her oversized purse. "I suppose you do this a lot?"
"Too much, but it beats attending funerals when a drunk driver kills someone. It's always cheaper to call Uber."
"Excuse me, my son-in-law didn't drink and drive."
"Take that up with him. I'm not his judge, jury, or his mother. I'm just doing my job."
A loud buzzer sounded. The door clanked open. David stumbled as he entered and sighed as he gazed toward Marguerite.
"Mom, thank you for bailing me out."
"Let's go, David. I'm not talking about this here." She stormed toward the exit as he stumbled after her. Jackie should have never prayed for patience. God help us all. Jackie sat on the edge of the bed, her breath quick. The front door creaked as it opened. The drunk is home. "We're home." Marguerite threw her purse on the couch and stormed into the living room. Jackie fell to her knees and pounded her fist onto the floor. Marguerite sat in the rocking chair while she watched David, who stumbled toward the couch. He plopped onto his back, slamming his body against it. His feet touched the floor as he attempted to focus his eyes to stop the spinning sensation and nausea which overwhelmed him. With fire in her eyes, Marguerite tossed a magazine towards David's head to get his attention. "I'm not going to pretend that any of this is all right. I am furious with you." His body jerked as he rolled over and spewed vomit onto the oriental rug. "If you think I'm cleaning that mess up, you have another thing coming. How dare you do this to your family?" Upstairs, Sebastian opened his eyes. He sat up, grabbed his blanket, and climbed out of bed.
"Grandma, I'm up."
Marguerite stood over David, scowling. "You fool! What kind of example are you setting for your sons?" "Grandma." "I'm coming, sweetheart." She stood, slapped David's back, and quickly strode toward the foyer. Marguerite tripped on a toy truck in the formal living room and landed on her back. Sebastian stood at the top of the stairs.
"Grandma, I'm up."
"I'm coming." She grabbed the toy and struggled in sharp pain to stand. She stepped toward the stairs as her face grimaced. The pain took her breath away before she stepped forward again. Sebastian stepped down the first stair, wobbled, and took another. "Wait, I'll help you." She took several quick breaths in the hope they would ease her pain. Sebastian slipped, rolled head over heels down the stairs, hitting his head several times before he landed at the base. He lay, motionless. Marguerite screamed as she struggled to reach him and then knelt beside him. "Sebastian, help me! Sebastian is hurt!" A pool of blood formed around his head. Panic and pain filled Marguerite's voice. "Jackie! Call 911!" Her heart raced. "Jackie!" Jackie bolted from her bedroom, raced down the stairs, knelt and examined Sebastian. "Mom, he's not moving." "Jackie, call 911! Hurry!" Marguerite grabbed Sebastian's blanket and pressed it against his head wound as she forgot about her own pain. "Now, Jackie! Time is important!" Jackie sprinted toward the kitchen, grabbed the receiver, and frantically dialed. She paced as her heart raced. She glared at David. "Get up, you bastard! We have to take Sebastian to the emergency room." David barely opened his eyes. Tears streamed as Jackie waited on 911 to answer. "My son fell down the stairs. Blood is everywhere. He's not moving." "Yes, that's my address. How long?" Jackie slammed the receiver into its cradle and stormed toward David. She slapped him across his face and punched his chest. "I hate you! I hate you!" David pushed back.
"Go away."
His brutish tone enraged Jackie further as she punched him. Marguerite continued to press Sebastian's wound. "How long until the ambulance arrives?" Her chest constricted as Jackie's head trauma flashed before her eyes. Jackie punched David's chest again in a fit of rage.
"You're a drunken bastard."
"Hit me again and I'll kill you. Now go away."
"Sebastian could die. Get up and help save your son."
"I don't care."
She slapped him with enough force his head jostled. He kicked up at her, but she feinted and jumped out of the way. David rolled onto the floor and landed into his vomit on his back. He opened his eyes to a spinning room. Jackie glared at him as if fire shot from her eyes. She spat on him.
"I hope you die. You're a worthless piece of shit."
She stepped backward, shook her head, and hurled a kick which connected solidly into his rib cage. He grunted and remained motionless in his vomit.
"Stop it, Jackie. Sebastian needs you."
Marguerite continued to press Sebastian's head wound to stop the bleeding. Jackie ran to Sebastian and dropped to her knees, her face contorted.
"Why, God, are you doing this to me? He's just a baby. I've changed my mind. I don't want patience."